Now, here on the Lateish Show, it's all about showing love, and the next comedian is absolutely sensational. So when he comes to the stage, show him that love and make him feel warm and welcome. Please raise your hands and make some noise for Matt Rouse, everybody!
Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. It's amazing to be here. How are we doing? We good? Nice, man. I live in London right now, but my landlord's selling the flat, right? And it's so difficult to find a place to live, right? Because rent is so expensive right now. And I was talking to my mate the other day, and he was just like, Matt, there's loads of violent crime in the area that I live in. And my response was just, oh my God, that sounds affordable. Like, right now, I can only afford to live in an area that Ross Kemp has done a documentary about. Like, here's the thing, it's just awkward going to estate agents now, because I'm asking about crime rates for very different reasons. I just got to explain to them, like, look, I don't buy drugs, but I want to live in an area where they're openly selling them. Like, every time I walk out the front door, I just want to hear some guy be like, hey, bro, I got a 10 bag for you. And I'll be like, no thanks, but keep up the good work. I've had some horrible landlords in my time, right? The last landlord I had was awful. The place was completely falling apart. I rang him up once. I said to him, every time it rains indoors. And he said, yeah, it does that. I sent this man a text to say, we have mice, and he replied, I told you, no pets. Here's the thing, right? I had to pay that contract for 6 months, but I managed to get revenge at the end, right? Because he didn't have a key to the flat. So on the last day, I got all the keys, I left them inside, let the front door lock, and then I just left. And then he rang me up from outside the front door, just being like, Matt, I can't get in, the door's locked. And I said, yeah, it does that. So I live with my girlfriend a lot now, and she's wonderful. I love her. Like, she's fantastic, but like, we're very, very different, you know? She's like very emotive, and I'm, what's the word? Not. Like, sometimes I feel like our relationship is her trying to teach an Alexa how to love. She's like, Matt, tell me you love me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding you right now. I met her family recently as well, right? And they're fantastic. They're really nice people, but they're really posh, right? And we don't relate on a lot of things. Like, the other day I was talking to her brother, and he asked me who my favourite composer of the Baroque era was. And, I mean, I just said Kanye because... You know, I was like, Baroque era, that's a weird way to talk about the Obama administration, but... She hasn't met my family yet, but she will soon. I'm looking forward to it. Surprisingly, I come from quite a diverse family. I'm aware that I don't look it. I said I come from a diverse family at a gig recently, and I had some white guy at the back of the room just shout out, no. And I didn't know if he was against diversity or he was going to tell me he's my real dad. Like, I'm mixed race, although I look like someone's just mixed all the home counties. Here's the thing, right? I got a lot of family from Pakistan, right? And because of that, people ask me loads of stupid questions. Like, I've had a guy come up to me and be like, you're a quarter Pakistani, did you look that up on a DNA testing website? And I was like, no, I just looked at my granddad. I've had someone come up to me and say, what about your accent? And I was like, this would be a lot more uncomfortable if I was talking with a Pakistani accent right now. He was persistent, though. He kept on going. I told him, like, you don't know my family. You have no idea how many cousins I have. And he was like, I don't. And I was like, well, to be honest, nor do I. We have a group photo. It just looks like I'm on a gap year. The most awkward encounter I had, right, after a gig, I had a white guy come up to me, and he got in my face, and he said, I don't believe you. You should carry around a picture of your granddad. And I was like, that would be even weirder. Because then I'll just be walking around with a picture of a Pakistani man. Like I'm trying to start some game of ethnic top trumps. I play my Pakistani granddad. That gives me plus 15 resistance to spicy food. I love hanging out with my granddad, right? It's amazing. I spend a lot of time with him. He's going to be 90 this year. But here's the thing, we've got very different values. You know, he's got old school Pakistani values. So I tell him I'm doing comedy and he's like, don't do that. The other day he said, Matt, you can be a lawyer or a doctor. And I'm like, you have severely misjudged my capabilities. Like, here's the thing, right? He was born in 1933 in India, okay? And then in 1947, the country partitioned. And he walked from one side of India all the way to what became Pakistan, right? In one of the most bloody, violent, and traumatic times in his country's history. And because of that, he has this prejudice towards Indian people, and I can't really reason with him, I can't talk to him about it. And you know, the other day I was talking to someone I didn't really know, and I was like, oh, you know, my granddad, they've got this prejudice towards Indian people. And they turned to me and they went, yeah, well, your granddad's just a racist old white man. And I was like, no. My other granddad also doesn't like Indian people. Guys, you have been absolutely amazing. I've been Matt Rouse. Thank you very much. Yeah.